Hello, everybody. It's your boy Dante, aka Bloodless, aka Swear, and I have the pleasure to bring to you Major League Division 2 Matchday number 11. And, not gonna lie, I'm most excited for the first and last games here. Um, no offense to you, Salaju, or anything, or I don't know how to say that one. Schwartz something, but man, yeah, I've been seeing people talking about the XG, or sorry, the total like goal over and under performances, and got me interested. Also, this is my second recording of the day. This is a late night one for all you folks out there. So you're getting Bloodless After Dark. Eilish gonna pass it to Herrera, loses it to Johnson. I see that sequence a ton. Okay, but the hide's gonna continue. That doesn't happen a ton. Delvecchio to Hoherhan. Hoherhan. Hohenhan. Hohenhan. Gonna call him. I was gonna say. Well, actually, I don't want to say that one. I'll call him Han. Johnson to Johnson. That's a lot of Johnson right there. To Voda. Timotheus to Bunsen and shoots. Bunsen was just right position. It really doesn't get much more simple than that. Position yourself in the right spot. And position yourself in the right spot, and you're gonna score those easy. Don't mind the little cutaway. That definitely intentional. No, I just had a dry throat. Johnson to Delvecchio. Up to Albinson. Gets it to Bunsen, who scored. Albinson, and there we go. Thomas Hohenhan. Will this be offside, though? I would say no. Okay, I'm the best. I'm literally the greatest of all time. You guys don't understand just how good I am. Oh my god, I just seen that again. Albinson, that kick defied the laws of physics. With how that, like, went over, and as soon as it was over his foot, it immediately went onto the ground. That was kind of weird. Another shot by Albinson, and Wolf manages to save this one. Because Wolf, he's had a rough night. Only 10 minutes into it as well. The tackle, Timotheus picks it up. Delvecchio gets it on the wing. Gonna carry this one up. Pass back to Albinson. Cross it into the center. Too far over. Timotheus picks it up though. Passes it into Voda, and it's a score. So, can we swap Tokyo SC with AS Paris? Please? I mean, I was gonna say credit where credit's due to, because Herrera did a good job trying to clear it, but man, he whipped. He didn't even try to stop that pass into Voda. Voda? I don't know. Either way, Wolf is going to have this one. Ooh, it gets past this guy. Ramos has it, and he's gonna shoot and score. Okay, folks, you hear me joke about it all the time. 10 to 9. Let's see it. Please. This is such a good start. This is the game where it can happen. Also, a great finish by Ramos. Takachi really approached him fast there. Hey, that's not an easy one to make when he's that close already. Bobby's gonna intercept this pass to Lee. Gonna bounce up. Timotheus Johnson to Timotheus in past Albinson, and Voda scores a second one. His 9th goal of the season, by the way. More importantly, 15 minutes in, we're averaging a goal every 3 minutes. Oh, never mind. We're not, because I have to be wrong, apparently. Oh, Voda was offside as well there. Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 players offside there, so, you know. Still, we're seeing some good stuff so far. Delvecchio up the wing to Albinson. Into the middle to Hahn. Tries to get it to Voda, but Eilish intercepts. Oh my god! Oh, what? No shot! A terrible pass back. Picked up by Voda, and the shot is just missed. Wow. That was impressive. They're really... That was a scintillating opportunity. They're really teasing me with these, with the possibility of a 10-9 game. Lind to Delvecchio to Albinson. And Herrera barely manages to clear that. And the header attempt is collected by Wolf. Ron Flex. To Nefertari. To Bobby. To Lee. Nefertari. Back to Zoldyck Jr. To Flex on the right. Up to Zoldyck. Crossed in, and No Face is going to head this down. Never mind, folks. We got a game. Averaging a goal every 6 minutes or so. Touch under. But, oh man. Patrick, you didn't warn me that it's going to be a game like this, man. Patrick's the sinner. There's my warning that we're going to have such an incredible game. Voda carries up the left, has some speed, does have a Hohan in the middle, shoots. We're going to have a counterattack from Tokyo. Slothinson pass it back into highlights, so nothing comes to that one. I gotta say, I'm thrilled with the Johnson to Johnson connection. You got Big Johnson and the Johnson. At least I'm gonna assume that's the names because it sounds funnier that way. Alright, one more play before the end of half. It's a free kick. Voda's gonna take it. Fairly close. And it is deflected by Slothinson. Cleared. Gonna be picked up, but not fast enough. So halftime. And we are only halfway through this score extravaganza. Goal extravaganza. Whatever you want to call it. Takachi has struggled to perform. Yes. But also, like, to be fair, a lot of the goals, like, Shanghai's played very well. They are getting really close to the net, and a lot of it is on the defenders, too. So, yeah, Johnson throws this in. Pass to Voda, to Johnson, to Bunsen. Pass back to Delvecchio, to Albinson. Delvecchio, whew. It bounces off the legs of Ron Flex, but Ron Flex has too much forward momentum, so Delvecchio was able to carry that forwards. Could have been a good opportunity. Either way, the corner's going to be cleared, so now we'll see Wolf going to boot this from the corner himself. Nefertari passes it back to the keeper. And, ooh, it's intercepted by Hahn on Wolf's pass. Voda shoots, and it's blocked by Eilish. Call it Billie Eilish. Johnson kicks this one in. The header goes far. Bobby's going to try and clear it with the header. Picked up by Johnson to Del Vecchio. Pass it into Lind. Now all the way back. So, another free kick. Boda's going to have another chance at this. Just a similar position, just opposite side. And it's a pretty good kick, but it goes a little over, it seems. So, off to an excellent start so far, folks. Ronflex can take this corner. And Tokyo has not had many opportunities as of late. Ronflex to Slothenson. It's shot. It's deflected off some bodies. Ronflex keeps it in. Picked up by Hahn. Tacked away. Bobby has it in front of the net. Shoots. He should have passed to Face there. No. Face was in the perfect position for that. That should have been a goal. No Face was slightly positioned behind as well, so he would have beat the offside. Either way, Eilish Bobby picks this one up. Does a little spin to get 40. Slotson grabs it and tries to cross it right in front of the keeper, but Dagachi picks this one up. Pass out to Lind. Up to Bunsen. Now to the wing to Del Vecchio. And, gets it to Hahn, to Johnson. Chipped over to Voda. Pass back to Timotheus. Tries to get to Bunsen for a free shot, but Flex intercepts. Now it's out and cleared to Bobby. As Ramos, I would have just moved up. It bounced off Lee's head there. And all the way to the keeper. So Johnson tossed this one in to Voda, who chips it to Albinson, to Bunsen, who shoots. Bunsen, what are you doing? That was a terrible attempt. A horrendous finisher. Out here looking like early days Tom Brady trying to finish there. Or late days Tom Brady, depending on what kind of finishing. Anyways, Johnson, his pass to Voda is intercepted by Eilish. Tries to get it out to Bobby, but it's intercepted by Johnson. Who passes it to Johnson. Wow, that's quite a sentence. Bunsen has it tackled away by Ronflex, but picked up by Timotheus. So Del Vecchio has it on the other side. Shoots right at Wolf. And Wolf. That was a bad kick. I know Wolf is short, but that doesn't mean everything is going to go over his head. Ronflex kicks it in, and it's cleared away. Slothenson picks this one up. Tries to keep it close. And it's cleared away to Eilish, who brings it back into play. Looks for Slothenson, and the shot is collected by Dagachi. So, the scoring has fizzled out about halfway into the second half. Johnson to Joe. Pass up to Timotheus, intercepted by Herrera. Pass to Eilish, who clears to Ramos. But it's headed and stolen away. Albison's going to carry this one up, takes a long shot, and it goes over the net. Albison, the Sim said he deserved a goal there. I just want to say, you're wrong. You're wrong. Did not deserve a goal there. That was a long shot, and it wasn't even a great shot. Albison to Johnson. Chipped into Del Vecchio, who has some space. Pass to Bunsen, who shoots. Del Vecchio has it. He needs to turn to shoot this. It's off the post. Wow. So, both teams, hot starts, but man, they just keep missing opportunity after opportunity. Del Vecchio should have tried a bicycle kick there. Also, excellent save by the goalie Wolf. That was definitely not an easy one. Considering all the body is blocking his vision. Ooh, Albison picks this up. Oh, he doesn't pick it up. Bobby gets it, but Bobby makes a weird little touch, and Albison doesn't get it after all. Johnson has it's gonna run free. Oh my god, what are you doing? You just take one half, like not even a full step, half a step forwards into the box there, and you have such a. you have a great position to shoot. No power on it, no finishing. Ooh, Rhoda heads it, but doesn't get the Han. Instead, it's intercepted by Eilish. Passes back to Wolf. Wolf is gonna boot this long. And, Mandragoran heads it down. Interception does lead to a shot, but nothing comes of it. This one's gonna go out to Del Vecchio. To Lind. Has face on and picked up by Bobby. And another prime opportunity for Shanghai to extend their lead falls to the wayside. Evertar is going to carry this one up, though. Intercepted by Timotheus, by Recollects. Lee gets it to Herrera. Herrera's going to shoot. And it's a phenomenal save by Takachi. That should have been a goal, like, every day of the week. Honestly, Shanghai could do with some new strikers, you know? Like, it would have been nice if they had drafted a little Dante Von Wolf, but they'll never get that experience. I'll be crashing out. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Hollywood GMs. I really am. Shout out to Hollywood GMs. They put up with a lot for me. Johnson hits it to Del Vecchio. Del Vecchio is going to probably look for a crossing partner. Hits it against Ramos's leg, so going to be a corner. Keeps it simple. Johnson has this from the right corner, and it's going to be headed by Del Vecchio. Then Hahn goes over the net. Not a bad attempt. We haven't seen a ton of corners in this game. Zoldyck passing to Ronflex, to Lin, to Zoldyck. Sorry, to Lee, to Zoldyck. And it goes to face, I believe, there. He tries the header, but no dice. So, tossed in by Bobby. Goes all the way back to Wolf. Nefertari picks this one up after the pass. Lee to face. Tries to get to Ramos, but it's not on target. But Herrera picks this one up. Sloffens him. Shoots and looks like, according to the sim, it clatters off Bunsen, but I don't really believe that one. Looks like it just went over. Rod Flex. It's going to be booted out of the box. Slothenson picks it up. Pass to Ramos. Back to Slothenson. To Herrera. And that was a wild shot, to say the least. He must have misjudged, like, where he was or something. Not even close. So, 3-2 is going to be your final score, despite an XG of 4.72 for Shanghai and 2.57 for Tokyo. And honestly, this game should have been more like 7-5. It just feels like there were so many wasted opportunities. Like, all 5 of these goals, 4 out of 5 of these goals came the first 20 minutes. Or something like that. No, I think all 5 came within the first 30 minutes of the game. And that was with a bunch of missed shots in between. Reckless. Ay. Like, they're not even taking good opportunities. Like, they're capitalizing on clean opportunities. Like, multiple interceptions there. Like, just a bad pass from the goalie or to the goalie. Intercepted twice for Tokyo. And Tokyo's strikers missed both times. Like, I wish I had a counter for how many times there was just a really bad shot. Anyways, next you have Zalaju versus Schwarzwalder. 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 I feel like it's like a Volkswagen. kind of thing, you know. It's not Volkswagen. Volkswagen. You gotta say it with like you're trying to say a V, but like stumble into a W. I'm trying to say a W, but stumble into a V. Either way, enough of the semantics. Schwarzwälder is in 4th, and I believe I didn't see where Solaju was, but I think they're in 5th. I think. Either way, this is more like a middle table battle. Emerson passes it back to at like 2%. I call I mispronounced his name horrendously, terribly. That's why I have not been commentating Majors Div 2. Because I mispronounced that name and was totally embarrassed. And now you'll erase that from months. Andrews crossed this one in, headed down, but easily picked up by Mobek. Grimace. Pass to Nikki. To Grimes. To Rossini. Rossini. Okay, Chevalier to Yuzukara to Kuriki. And there's a shot by, I think it was 2% though. Guys, you gotta stop making such confusing, long names. For my sake, please. Chevalier to James. To the 2% on the opposite wing. He has the speed. Cross it in to Kuriki. Said James, but the follow-up header is not as good. Easy save for Williams. Grimace gonna take this corner. Actually gets some nice hang time. Chevalier picks it up. Gonna run, passes it back to 2P. To Toop. Coro hits it up the wing to Emerson. Emerson's gonna carry this one. Crosses it in. And, Rossini should have had a goal there. But it's an excellent save from the keeper, Williams. Okay, a little swapperoo. Grimace gonna take this corner. James instantly hits it back to Grimace. Grimace gonna actually had some space there to actually take a shot. Either way, Kanuki takes the shot and it goes wide. Looks like you're gonna say Williams actually hit it wide, but I don't know if that's true. Either way, 2P gotta cross this one in. And James takes a shot, but it bounced off bodies. Too many people in the way. 2P to Grimace. And end of highlight. Every time Grimace gets the ball, end of highlight. Coincidence? I think not. Then making Grimace. Why can't instead, like, Chevalier, like, he just took a shot into the bodies, just hoping it went in. Instead, why don't you, like, a little chip shot or something, like, try and get it over everybody. And for Valder's goalie, Williams, does make a nice little header there, I think it was, to make sure the ball goes out of bounds. He collects that dangerous header, though, off the corner. I say that was dangerous because when you're in those tight corners, if they pit it to the right and it just kind of sails, like, it can easily just go past the Austria shot. 2P takes the shot, goes way over the net. Actually, not way over, but it goes over. A notable amount. It goes reasonably over the net. Either way, I did say this wasn't, well, I didn't say I wasn't excited for this game, but, like, this wasn't the game in particular that I was excited for. If that makes sense. It's raining in this game, too. Clark carries it all the way up the wing, passes in, and oh my gosh, 2P gets Coro who clears it, and it's going to go to Rossini. Wow, that should have been just a guaranteed goal right there. No one, look at that XG, like, just spike. Fashion, like, gold prices. Sinclair, or cryptocurrency, I don't know. Sinclair gets the rebound after he tries to shoot it. Pass to Clark. Into Sinclair once more. Into Clark! Wow. Between the legs of Rossini, I think it was. It just looked pretty. Not the legs. I got pretty legs. Ooh, Emerson on the counter here. Does he have the speed to get past him? Tempo's going to, he was a little too physical there, trying to get it. Mobeck, pressure by Sinclair, manages to get it up to 2P. 2P or not 2P? That is the question. AKA 2%. That's right. Rossini hits it back to Grimes, back to Rossini. All the way back to the keeper. Guess why not? Okoro passes to 2%. He's going to carry this one up the wing. Cross it in. And the header, that had some good heat to it. But it's out of bounds. And not on target to force a save from the keeper. Header down by Emerson. James gets it passed back to Grimes to 2% on the right wing. Gonna see probably another repeat. Crossed it a little earlier this time. And finds Chevalier, I think it was there. It was Chevalier or Rossini. And once again, header goes over the net. James hits it back to 2% to Okoro. Pass it back to Mizukana. It's going to run it to Chevalier. Pass up to Kuniki. Rossini and Chevalier, who shoots, and it goes off the bar. Bar down, baby. Wow, that was extremely unlucky. You just, the spike on the XG chart for that one. Because that one should have been a goal. No one deserves goals but me, usually. But when there's a good shot, and it just so happens to go just a little off like that, yeah, I can, possibly entertain the idea of there being other players that should score other than me at times. Briefly. By the way, 2% passed it up to Emerson. Outside way, but he recollects it. Chevalier to Rossini. All the way back to Grimes. Now to Okoro. Both these teams are, I don't know if they're playing defensively or not, but just not playing as well. Rossini tries to get the James intercepted there. Williams is going to boot this long. I will say, though, both goalies are playing fairly well. Mobeck keeps doing stuff like that, though. He's giving up corners and ensuring the ball is tipped away, even when it's not necessarily required. Still, better than letting one go in. I'm trying so hard not to yawn right now. It's way too late. 69 minutes in the game, we're going to have a corner attempt. Easily collected by Williams. So which of these teams is going to decide that they want to play offense first? We'll pass Rossini to Grimes, to Mizukana, back to Okoro. Back to the goalie. So clearly neither team. Neither of them want to play offense. Rossini, you gotta clear this up though. Cross it. Yeah, that was a weak header. Weak. If you're gonna have a header like that, why not just try a bicycle kick? Ooh, and there we have it. Sinclair, one-on-one with the keeper, and barely manages to just get it around the keeper there. Oh, and it hit off Grimes. Okay. Let's see this one again. Yeah, power to Sinclair. And Grimes, he tries to get in front of it. It looks like it just bounces off his chest. It was like Grimes tried to do one of those, like, the shoulder traps. You fling your shoulder forwards dramatically. Not a handball, but as long as you do it right, you can easily do a shoulder trap without getting any cards or penalties for it. Yeah, that's what it looked like they were trying to do there. Either way, they did into the net, so it doesn't matter. Summers hits this back to Xavier to Summers. It's going to be booted long. Mobek is going to pick this one up. Boots it long again. So Edison hits it to Andrews. And Kilgren tries to get it to Teppo there, but Coro manages to pick it up and get it his keeper in time. Ooh, great clear by the keeper. So Rossini is going to have a chance. Cross it in, and Brody James. So we're back to square one. Thanks for that, folks. What looked like a 0-0 draw is now going to be a 1-1 draw. Thanks to some late... I don't know if I want to call them heroics, but... To be fair, there's a logic it is heroics, or because they would have lost if they didn't score that. Still, nothing about this match has been heroic. Teppo to Madison. Hits it up. Intercepted by Rossini. Grimes passes back to the keeper. Pass up to Coro. Has James. Finds him. Shoots. And it goes wide. I'm not gonna lie. Zalaju, you cooked. You cooked. Absolutely. Mobek needs to get rid of this ball fast. Come on. Really? You just set him for the draw? Yeah, I guess so. So, Zalaju took 18 total shots, 6, so okay, a third of them were on target. We all 9 total shots for Schwarzwälder, and 6 of them were on target. Honestly, neither team wanted to win this game. Neither team deserved to win this game. This certainly was a game that happened. Of all time. In all of time, this was a game that indubitably happened. It indubitably occurred on, I guess, in real life, July. Well, commentating this on the 22nd, technically. Well, yeah, so, or 21st. 22nd, 21st? I don't know, I've lost track. Time keeps ticking away. Why are we here? Just to suffer. Who knows? Tell you a little theory. I think we're here to score goals. And Zalaju and Schwarzwälder did not do that very well. So here's hoping Buenos Aires and Romana can, well, I was going to say, can possibly, fulfill the meaning of life here with a 10-9 game, but let's be honest, this is going to be a 1-0 slugfest. Or like a 2-0 slugfest. That's just the way the crumble cookies. Looks like the simmer's taking a little nap, so well he's napping. I mean, shout out to my boy Patrick for simming first. Second, remember everybody, stay hydrated, stay safe, stay cool. Rainy day, so make sure to unplug your electronics so, if power goes out and stuff, no short circuits happen. Either way, 4, 2, 3, 1. Pretty much the same formation from both teams. Slightly different, it looks like. But more or less the same. Buenos Aires is in third. Roman is in second. Never mind, this might be a good game. I did say I was excited for this game, but would you believe me if I said I lied slightly? No, not even lied. I just misrepresented the truth. I was excited for SSL. I know, crazy. Either way, McNeil needs a Happy Meal. Bad tackle. Free kick. Man, I don't understand how anyone puts up with me. Either way. McNeil picks this up, pass for Ruben. And Stjolman manages to get that one, I guess, cleared out of bounds, although I'm not quite sure how. Kind of went between his legs and the opponent's legs. Scott takes a good shot. That shot by Scott had power and thought. No thought, head empty. Open book. Unread. Me. Bounce. I got bars, baby. Y'all don't want to see my bars. Ruben into Criminal. And McFoot kicks. That was a pretty criminal kick by McFoot kicks. Got him. But no, that was actually just like, it was criminal more because it was in front of my eyes. How he just missed that shot. Anyway, flips around and passes it to Stouch to Endhoven. Van Endhoven. Who flips around and passes it to Hutchinson. To Rivera's. To Stjolman. To Wad, to Rivera's. Into Stouch, who shoots, and that was a good shot. But Satoshi manages to... He takes the smallest jump known to man, but because he's so tall, he just grabs that ball out of the air. Have we ever seen this guy really jump, or is the ground simply rising to meet his feet? That's the real question. Don't think about it too hard. McManus, pass it back. That's up to Criminal, who tries to put it up to Centauri. Doesn't work out. Properties. Pass picked up by McManus instead. Trella gets in the middle, pass up to Ruben, to McNeil. And all the way to Scott, who easily finishes that. That should be an onside. I'm pretty certain that was onside. That was a good goal. They took advantage of the interception and responded really quick before Romano's defense could get fully in place. Yeah. Even if they didn't have Scott right there, they had Rivera's. It would have been a much lower percentage shot, but they had guys ready. 4-2-3. All right. As soon as he's yawning, I blink, and suddenly we have another goal. That should be good, right? Yeah. Off the free kick. Poverty just heads it down to Stouch. Great team play right there. That's why in soccer, sometimes we need secondary assists. Stouch was over the blue line, technically. I don't really know if that matters to you, honestly. McMahon is passed back to Trella. Now all the way back to Scraper. To McManus, back to Scraper. Pass it back to Satoshi, the goalie. Foot Cakes ends up clearing it, but Ruben loses possession of it. So it's going to be a counter opportunity. Detrella makes a great play to make sure his team gets the ball back, though. Rivera's to Hutchinson. Pass up to Stouch. Ruben picks up. Wow. 2 forwards there. They both go over the ball, but no one shot even remotely good enough. Ooh, that was a good shot, though, and the keeper manages to block it and get it over the net instead of in the net. Okay. The Centauri, bad shot. So, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3-1. Same formation, but visually it looks different. So in other words, mechanically, it's different. In between the legs of Santori. Ooh, well, Eindhoven probably should have made a run there at it. Either way, intercepted. Flip. Gets it back. Sealman to back to Watt to Rivera's. Carry up the wing. And Dobrich. That's right, I said this. Predrag Dobrich. At me. I swear. At me, dude. Come on, Dobrich. Dobrich. I told you. I roll my R's. I can roll my R's infinitely. Infinitely. Dobrich. If you don't know, Dobrich's user had some complaints about how no one says his name right. We were poking fun at him at the time, but you know, I wanna show him that I say Dobrich because it's a choice. Take that. No, I'm just kidding. But Dobrich. There you go, bud. Someone has said your name right. And if I didn't say it right, I'm like that picture of that guy in the taxi cab holding the finger. Shh. That's me right there. You at me if you hear this, and I'll send that picture. Trust. Don't trust me. Either way, halftime. A rather uneventful end to the first half, but Dobrich passes, gets picked up by McNeil instead. Ruben, intercepted by Rivera's to McNeil, but is intercepted once more. Dobrich has the ball again somehow. Hutchinson passes it all the way back to the keeper. So, let's see. To flip. And flip. There's Stouch. And headed by Ruben. So it's out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Romana, who currently does have the lead. Do they deserve the lead? I really don't know. I'm going to be honest here. Ruben into Santori. To Rivera's, and the shot goes over the net. Looks like it was... No, just over the net. I thought it was deflected, but the sim did not agree, so... I changed my opinion. Ruben to Santori, back to Santori, and the shot is picked up by the keeper. They're a little back and forths. Don't fool me. Either way, 7 shots on target for Romana, but only... 4 shots on target for Romana out of 7. It is notable, considering they have the lead. Excellent tip away, it looks like. I think that shot looked good, kinda. Maybe? Santori to Kirkpatrick. Pass into Detrella. Now finds McNeil. Has some space in front of him. Doesn't take it. Detrella to Kirkpatrick. Back to Scraper to McManus. Back to Scraper to Detrella. Passes forward to McNeil. To Ruben, who shoots. And it's blocked by Rivera's foot. And it's going to cross. Headed away by Hip Hoppity, who shows his hops there. Kirkpatrick. Stouch clears it. Scraper picks this up. An intense and brief highlight. So, Buenos Aires, 15 shots, 5 on target. Romana has now 8, so it's a 50% on target rate for Romana compared to a 33% for Buenos Aires. Ruben McManus. And the shot is blocked. Blocked. Kirkpatrick did not finish very well there. Ruben into Santori. And there we go. After Rivers takes the shot, bounces back, and Santori, it arrives to his feet, so he shoots. Doesn't get much simpler than that. See ball, shoot ball. Baby. Looks like Letzi did try to deflect it, but the ball kind of rolled off his hands, and yeah, why not? Sanji, he tries to get to Dobrich, but doesn't find his man as it's intercepted. So McNeil carries up the wing, passes to Ruben. Almost loses the ball, but manages to get to the Trello. Back to Ruben. All the way back to the keeper, but Endehoven, not enough speed to get there in time, or else that could have been another goal for Romana. Would have been the tiebreaker too at the moment, but either way, Santori, stopped by Hoppity, but not for long. And no way. Rivera's makes probably the most clutch save of the season for him. In order to stop that close range, accurate shot, at my dad. Or relatively accurate. So, time is ticking away. One more highlight. End of match. Looks like one more highlight. Wad is going to waste some time here. Probably going to be headed away and end of game. That's my prediction. Stillman. Oh my god. Well, can't say he didn't warn you. A 2-2 tie from Aries and Romana. I'm sure both teams are at least satisfied with this rather than a loss. Helps them keep pace with the rest of Division 2 here. Relatively speaking, at least. So, overall, I'd say this game was a lot of, well, what the hell is going on? Does either team want to win? No, neither team wants to win. At least that's what it feels like from the sim. I know the players, they want to win. But the sim, I don't think they want the win. Either way, that's enough rambling about that. Shanghai remains on top. Romana is in second. Buenos Aires in third. Schwarzwälder in fourth. Tokyo in fifth. And Zalaju in last place. The board remains unchanged for today. Point totals. I mean, Romana and Shanghai currently have a stranglehold. But Buenos Aires is kind of making a comeback, so we'll have to see how everything shakes out next time. Thank you all for watching. Stay hydrated, stay safe, stay cool, or hot, whatever you want. And I will catch you all next time.